All right. Once again, thank you, Scott, for that awesome theme music, which is by Creepzotica, by the way. CreepXotica. If you want to look for that to download it, find it. It's awesome, beautiful music. And welcome to episode 3 of the Vespa Motorsport podcast, sponsored by ScooterWest.com. And my name is Alex Kahn. Next to me here,
Kevin Stram, coming at you live and in charge. Oh
Charles in charge.
That's ridiculous. And then we got engineer Scott over
engineer
here.
Scott.
Hello.
Thank you for your help.
Running the train and keep it on the tracks.
Try to keep us on the tracks this time, please. All right.
It's impossible. Quick disclaimer.
Oh, that's for me.
Yeah,
I'm the bad news guy.
Yeah.
Here we go. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the individual guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Vespa Motorsport, ScooterWest.com.
Right. And yeah, there we go. So stories embellished, maybe not totally 100% factual. Yeah, could be swear words every once in a while. Don't
no.
If you get offended, don't please. I don't think we'll offend anybody on this. So I don't know.
Lambretta owners.
It's all in good fun.
No.
All in good fun. Lambretta owners. Yeah, we did that last episode. Maybe. We own Lambrettas too.
Exactly, dude.
We
It's
love
all
those.
It's all little wheels to us, man. It's all cool.
Upcoming events: King Tut Putt, March 17th through the 20th, which is St. Patrick's Day. It runs that St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Oh yeah.
They do a little camp out thing. It's pretty awesome. We're gonna get some of the pharaohs in here eventually. The podcast. There will be some swear words and maybe offending some people, possibly.
That's right.
That could very well happen on that episode.
Our guest is losing it because he's just like, oh, swear words. Oh,
We have back on the show Fabio, Big Dad Ballarin, we call him around here, Big Dad. And with this episode, we're gonna touch on Vespa Supershop and beyond.
Yeah.
So. I think on our last episode we're at Vespa Moped Repair. I think you're working at Vespa San Diego on Elkhorn Boulevard.
Yes.
And it was kind of poorly managed, we'd said.
They were going
mismanaged.
out of business.
Yeah, so they're going out of business. Did you have to buy them out at all, or was it just...
They came to me with an offer I couldn't refuse.
Do you want to say what that was, or do you even want to say?
Yeah, sure, it was $5,000.
$5,000? Oh, well, that was a little bit of money back then. This was 1982?
Late 82, yeah.
for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, for 20 years old, or 19, 20, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, $5,000. That was a brand new Volkswagen Beetle or something. Or...
that would have gotten you a brand new car back then.
Yeah, right. So that was a new car.
But it was a business with inventory and tooling.
Right, right. And was there a decent amount of inventory, kind of, or was there a little bit?
Well, you remember those 1 foot deep by 3 feet wide
parts,
shelves?
I think
I had about 5 shelves worth of that.
The really
stuff.
thin ones that you
that was it.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little bit of a used inventory.
No bikes, no vehicles at all, or a couple scooters.
Yeah, a couple of junk scooters and some mopeds.
Yeah, that was a fair amount of money. Vespa of America, I think, was out of business, or almost out of business.
They were almost quitting business. Yeah.
Right. There's still kind of little remnants of them left. In Brisbane, California, I think was they out of Brisbane?
Yeah. Well, the inventory was on. The offices were on the west side of the bay.
Right. And you actually went up there.
The inventory was on the east side of the bay.
Wow, that's really efficient, I guess. But
well, that's where a lot of the warehouses were.
Yeah. Okay. And you went up there and visited once, or did you actually?
No, the time I went up there was actually to buy out the leftover inventory that Vespa of America had abandoned.
Right. Okay. So it was actually buying it. It wasn't really buying it from Vespa America. It was buying it from...
No, I was buying it from a warehouse.
Liquidation
company. They just wanted to get rid of the stuff.
Right. Okay. But it was almost all moped parts, though, pretty much, right?
No, there was some vintage Vespa stuff, too.
Okay.
And a lot of Vigano rear wheel... spare wheel
the
kits. The 8-inch spare wheel kits that I just tossed out because back then... What was I going to do with 300
how many
of those
8-inch how many 8-inch Vespas were around San Diego?
Really, not many.
No,
all these old scooters just came out of the woodworks years later.
Right, exactly. Now I remember this was all P200s, pretty much like around San Diego, that time. And that was 82, 83.
This would have that particular deal came about in 85, early 86.
Yeah. Okay. And so the early days, you guys were Fairmont and Orange Street there, and it was just Vespa Moped Repair, is that what it's called, or was there actually Vespa Supershop early
Vespa
on?
Supershop was the name I used to import stuff from Italy.
Right. Okay.
And Vespa Moped
was that from the beginning too, as Vespa Supershop, or?
Yeah. No,
okay.
I had already brought in parts under the name Vespa Supershop even before I started out business.
Wow. Okay.
I brought in a few loads of stuff from Polini, Polini and Pinasco actually, even before I had my business going.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a flyer that I'd hand out at rallies and stuff, and we had a few disc brake kits as well at the time.
What was the time between you buying out, I guess, Vespa San Diego, and then you opening Vespa and Moped Repair, Vespa Supershop?
That was an immediate transition, because I didn't even move.
Right.
The Vespa San Diego went out of business.
You took it over.
When they physically went out of business and I bought them out or whatever, that all happened when they'd actually relocated way down Fairmont Avenue.
Okay.
At 3114 Fairmont. So originally I was working out of a corner of this large car repair shop.
Yeah, okay.
Because their main bread and butter at that point was actually this VW shop they had, Volkswagen repair shop. Yeah, back when the Beetles and air-cooled motors were still around and plentiful.
Oh, yeah. I had one of those back in '86. If any of my friends are listening, you remember that yellow Beetle. That thing was rad.
What year was that thing? It was a Super Beetle?
No, it was 68, dude.
Rad with 3Ds.
Yeah. Eric Schmiedel had the 67. I don't know if you ever saw that one. Yeah. Of course, it caught on fire once. That was fun. Especially with magnesium cases.
So cool.
Okay, so Fairmont and Orange Street. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I actually stopped by there as a kid because I went to Hoover High School. Mm-hmm. So we'd walk down the alley and there'd be the bikes parked out there. And I remember going in looking at. You kind of just had shelves of stuff in there, but I think I remember you shooing us out a couple times. But you probably weren't much older than we were actually, which was a funny thing. But I think we were sophomores in Hoover High School.
How would that go?
Yeah, that probably happened plenty,
I'm trying
to
remember how early on that was, because soon after I moved into at 4171 Fairmont, Vince moved in.
Right. I think Vince was there actually.
Vince was there.
Probably 1984 or something. Probably.
Wait. I just want a little color on this story. So, I'm a kid. Mm-hmm. You're working. I'm traveling down the alley. I'm just some shithead kid.
Right after high school. High school's out. 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you'll see
2:30.
You'll go right by this building with the roll-up door open, and you'll see all kinds of bikes in there.
Right.
But you had a few parked outside too, occasionally.
Yeah.
But I remember a good story about Vince actually.
Okay, so then I'm walking down. I'm walking down the alley, and I start poking around your stuff. How would you get rid of me? Just tell me to get the hell out of there, or you'd be like,
I mean, that just wouldn't really happen, because the stuff to poke around were on the back end of the shop. You'd have to walk right past me. Either I'd be sitting at the desk, or I'd be with one of the workbenches, and I'd see you walk right in the shop.
Okay, but would you be like, hey,
I think there was that actually.
Where are you going? What are you doing? No,
maybe a little.
No, get over here. Get over here. What do you want? What do you want? No, get out.
That may have been like.
Is that how you do it, or would it be like, you're a friendly person, so I don't see you being like that?
Nah, just can I help you with something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just nosy kids.
Yeah, just nosy kid stuff. All right.
Hey, you nosy kids, get off my yard.
Exactly.
Get off my lawn.
Get
off my lawn.
Exactly. You didn't have like a salt pellet gun or anything like that? Oh man.
Do you want to tell the story?
Not even a slingshot.
You want to tell a story about Vince and the bikes one night?
Well, that was just an unfortunate accident. No, I was actually gone to Italy on one of my buying trips / vacation, and he was there still running his own business. But since we shared this,
it was Lambretta Works. It was called Lambretta Works, right? Or was
I believe so.
Like
I mean, whatever it was, we shared the same garage for some time.
He bought out Eli, I think. He'd got all.
Yeah, this is the time when he bought out Eli, exactly. Right. And but all his parts were way out in Lakeside, and he only had so much stuff there on the Fairmont Avenue. But no, so when I was gone, he would have to still move bikes out of the way, because there's very limited floor space in the place. So we'd park, some of the machines out around the corner,
side, right, in
on
the alley.
Side of the building.
Yeah.
And he forgot to push them back in one night. So when he came back the next morning, he realized he didn't push them back in, and half of the things were gone the next morning. Not all of them.
Just half of them.
Yeah, probably Baker half a dozen
about
of them.
6 bikes.
Yeah,
just
6
missing.
or 7 bikes missing.
Oh,
it was all mopeds.
Oh, well, okay.
Fine then. That's cool.
Oh,
then.
whatever. All right.
Whatever. It's almost as good as the Bajaj that got dropped off at the 2525. Yeah, University.
Well, we can get to 2525 University Avenue now.
Okay, remind us, Scott. Write it down.
We're almost there.
Remind us here in a second. Okay.
Okay. So when you moved from Orange and Fairmont to 2525 University Avenue, I think was.
Well, yeah, that's when that really came as a result of a large business transaction.
Yeah.
Well, not only needing
Canada.
more space, the opportunity to get bigger in mail order. Yeah, the Giancarlo Serafero there from
Canada.
So North American Scooters Limited or something.
Right.
He was, because one of the problems I had that we didn't touch upon is because having had some affiliation with Vespa San Diego and their doomed business, I really didn't have any open doors to suppliers that had to do with Vespa parts here in the States.
Which was pretty much what, Dasme or
Dasme
General Moped or something, right?
Well, the general business came later on, but now I just started purchasing stuff from Italy.
Right.
And by some coincidence, I found out about the guy in Canada, and he probably saw an opportunity for unloading a lot of old inventory himself.
Right.
But
which back then this stuff was considered obsolete. It was just junk,
some of it obsolete,
dust.
but there's good stuff.
I mean, the good stuff was
a lot of viable parts,
P200 parts and stuff. But all those 90SS parts were kind of like,
Well, yeah, I mean, there was nothing.
Trash bin.
There wasn't a lot of demand for
what
by today's standards considered exotic
vintage or rare.
It was just another bunch of used old parts or new old parts.
Right.
And as a result of this new business we were going to get involved with, we needed a lot more floor space. So that's when we moved to the shop on University Avenue.
Right.
Lots of fond memories. That's when I met you guys. That's when I started working with y'all.
What year did you move there? Was it 86?
Late 86,
Yeah, right. Okay. That's actually when I got my first scooter too, but I remember, going to Hoover and seeing you guys earlier, but that probably was part of the thing that enticed me into getting a scooter almost, was walking down the alley and seeing those bikes. And I remember asking because I was hoping some were for sale, but I don't think you guys ever had any for sale.
No,
there,
never.
So 2525 University Avenue.
Dude.
And, that was pretty awesome.
That's when I met Scott. I got involved with Scott. Yeah, I met Scott
That's kind of when I
there.
started coming around.
Yeah, those days.
Well, I vaguely remember you and your dad coming in for chow parts.
Yeah, it was a father-son project.
Well, those were that was like all his deal.
Oh,
yeah. But before that, it was the VBB, the father-son project there, kind of.
Yeah, I got that VBB in high school, and then.
Yep.
But before that, I'd even just come into the shop, and because you used to have all the ska patches and pins.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
That was stuff I had.
Kind
Yeah.
of fun
Right.
stickers and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
I was getting all into that. We just come and check it out.
So 2525 University Avenue. So you set up kind of Vespa Supershop. You got a catalog going. Started
we had
importing.
a catalog at the old address on
place,
Fairmont
okay.
Avenue when we became the exclusive Malossi importer for a lot of the performance stuff.
Now there was a Malossi order that went missing, right? I think I remember a story.
Yeah,
a good
as a
story
matter of
about
fact, that was right at the time when we were moving from one location to another, and it was an unfortunate
from Fairmont to
Fairmont Avenue to University. It was, There was a number of warranty parts part of the order. There was a batch of cylinders didn't have enough clearance, and there was a lot of seizing problems.
Okay.
And
So they had
they owned up to it, but we never got
it was like a C barrel with an A piston or something, kind of.
Whenever they do the sizing up,
Right.
apparently somebody hadn't calibrated the machine properly, and they were the pistons they were coupling up with the cylinders were just were too big.
Right.
And it's down to tolerance levels where, to the touch, you probably don't even notice the difference once the motor's running.
Right.
You notice
There was a
Once it
lot
seizes, you
of
notice.
cold seizures going on.
Yeah,
Mysterious
right.
cold seizures.
Mysterious cold seizures. I like that. So I seem to remember Scooterville having a sale on a bunch of Malossi stuff that was maybe part of that missing order. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh.
They had a sale flyer from it.
That I have no idea.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's give them a call. Oh,
yeah.
they're not around anymore.
Long gone.
Was that before or after the fire?
That was. I think it was after.
Interesting.
I think it may have been the missing stuff or something. Because they had a great deal on all some Losi stuff.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
So yeah, you did these catalogs, and I remember making copies of them, getting a copy, and then making copies, and then
making copies. Kevin making copies.
Making copies. Kinkos. Oh yeah. So yeah, I remember doing all that stuff, and that was super fun. I thought it was cool because I got into scootering like in the late 90s, right? 90, 98.
You were at the bar across the street.
Yeah, well, yeah. When I first moved to San Diego, I was at. Yeah,
you remember that,
dude?
I remember hooking us with food and stuff, like getting cool food discounts.
No. That's not me. I would never do that to you. I still wouldn't.
It's embellished.
So there you go. No, but I worked at Granny's. That was my first job. When I moved to San Diego.
That's when it was called Granny's.
It was Granny's, right?
We were there for nearly 20 years.
I got it
on University Avenue, and that place went through a number of ownership changes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It was called Melly's at some point, and Granny's, and
Well, I was there when it was like a punk rock club, and like all the bands would come in and play, and I used to rehearse there for free. It was great because we'd come in like midday, and it's just it's a dive bar, so it'd just be the drunks are there at the bar, and we just get up, and every once in a while we'd get a request for like, I don't know, some Creedence, man, play some Creedence, bro, and we play.
Weren't they from Riverside?
I don't know. But what I do know is that on my breaks or when I was at nighttime, I would go across the street and I would stare in the window looking at all that stuff. I know I've told that story. This is recap.
This is when we probably had we had GS's in there.
Yeah, exactly. This is recap from episode 1, but I'm sharing it with you. So there you go, Fabio.
Well, by then Alex was in the building.
I moved in '93. I moved in there and kind of opened a little storefront up front.
Got it.
And you still had the mail order section, and Carrie ran or actually Darren ran the repair shop in the back, and then Carrie took that over. Yeah.
How did that relationship kind of come about?
You know what?
Oh, with Carrie?
I had my own shop going on Adams Avenue, and Fabio actually approached me and there wasn't really enough bikes in San Diego to really warrant having 2 vintage Vespa shops. So it was it made sense. I was paying $700.
Let's don't forget they weren't vintage back then.
They weren't.
It was just a scooter shop.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, it was 1980 P200, and this was 1990, so they're 10, 12 years old, I guess, some of them. But it doesn't really make sense. There wasn't enough bikes around. I was paying $700 a month rent, which was a lot back then for 1,000 square feet, and of course, insurance and all this other stuff. So it just made sense to move in there and run the retail. Work on selling bikes, and it really is this business 3 businesses in one: repair, mail order, and the showroom sales and stuff. So it's really kind of 3 unique businesses, almost we run independently, and it kind of works well like that.
No, so. And on the topic of insurance and liability, that's the reason why we separated from the repair shop very early on.
Yes,
and Darren used to run that business as his own entity.
The Garage Keeper's insurance policy for a repair shop is fairly substantial. So as opposed to just product liability or slip and fall. So
interesting.
Yeah. So there we had Vespa Motorsport, which is my shop. We had Vespa Supershop doing the mail order, and then we had the Vespa moped repair in the back, which was Darren for a while, and then Carrie took that over from Darren. And actually, Darren was really rad. He was on the forefront of computers there with internet, and I mean we were really early on. That kind of helped us get early on with the internet with him back there, playing around on what was the dial-up stuff, and even his forums and chat things. It was so early. I remember sticking the phone on the little thing,
Right, the modem.
And it was little boards, message boards and stuff.
Yeah,
it was. And
everything's all DOS.
Hanging out with him for a while back there. Yeah,
it's like light codes. Yeah, exactly. It's light green on dark green.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it.
That's the colors.
The colors.
And now look at what you got. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I think he kind of helped get Supershop, a website, going pretty early on, and getting set up with all that. So
cool. So this is the stuff that I'm excited about.
ASRA?
Yeah, exactly.
American Scooter Racing Association.
Yeah.
We want to touch on that, but we would almost do a whole episode of that. But
yeah.
But all that was going on kind of almost like from the beginning.
All of this stuff was contemporary to each other, and
right.
that came. The whole racing scene came about as a result of us dealing with a lot of performance parts.
Right.
And even when I first moved here, nobody really had much experience with performance parts.
No, right.
I mean, through the Vespa of America, no, as a matter of fact, the Vespa of America catalog only offered accessories.
Right.
It was the guys at Dasmi that I think had maybe a performance muffler or
kit.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There really wasn't much interest in hopping the bikes up at all. But when I first worked at the Vespa San Diego, I actually had a Primavera with a cylinder kit on it, and the thing would just go faster than any P200.
I remember about Conrad's told some really good stories about that.
Yeah, I mean that would get everybody's attention.
Right. So that kind of
and so part of a promotion for our own business, we started organizing races. Now there was a fellow who started with the races back in '85, but ASRA came as a result of running races as an individual in one business just too time consuming and too expensive.
Right.
And then ASRA came along in '89.
Right. And then Vince kind of...
So was there different chapters of that? Or was it something where you organized the races and then you would just enlist some of your customers and say, hey, your bike is fast, you should come race?
No, they're just people who were interested. We didn't have to ask anybody. We just put up the event and people responded out of their own personal interest.
Wow, okay.
And it started off at a Riverside go-kart track.
Well, we just used the same venue as the very first races that were done back in '85.
So usually like kart tracks and like smaller venues.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, and later Streets of Willow even and stuff. So.
Well, that came along with the ASRA.
With Vince, when kind of Vince took it over. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, like me and Steve Sisweda and some other people actually came up and videoed like one of the early ones.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you have the videotape for that, but it's kind of... I think I got the one, Rich Larrabee or something. Someone crashing. I think I actually got the video of that, actually.
That needs to be on YouTube, bro.
With them skidding out.
That needs to be
probably not the highest resolution.
I know.
It's a little blur.
It looks like a snuff film, but not that I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Not that I... Don't give me that look, Fabio. You know I haven't. I may have started in a couple... Wait, no. Sorry. Can we rewind real quick?
So what happened in the Vespa Supershop day? Well, the building got sold, of course, and that was kind of
well, there was a change in ownership of the building, but plus, I was just...
Well, you're raising four boys.
Well, yeah, it was a combination of a number of things, and I was getting a little tired of doing a lot of work on my own with the family as it was, and partly health reasons, and just a little bit of loss of interest because at that point, because we're talking 2003, 2004.
So you've already been doing it.
It's been 20 years of that stuff,
right?
And
right.
I just needed to kind of step back and do something else, or at least stop that for a while.
Right. So, well, you do work here, hang out, and help us out. And
well, here's what my memories was when working at when like washing parts and all that other stuff. If I had questions, I would always not just ask you, but I would pose the question, and then you would give me the most complete answers,
detailed.
Yeah, most complete answers that were rooted in knowledge, and practical knowledge, not theoretical stuff. Like, well, theoretically this is how a bike is supposed to go faster, but practically, in putting it to practice, this is what the result you should see.
Scientific.
Yeah, a little bit more scientific with the experience in that. And that stuff is lost, I think, in a lot of shop environments now, where there's not a mentorship that happens where it's like, okay, well, you want to do this kind of work, well, this is what you have to do to get there. With your base knowledge that you got in France, as well as the practical knowledge you were able to
all those years on the racetrack, too, and stuff,
and racetrack and all that stuff. I mean, you helped to build one of the fastest P200s, stock P200s I've ever ridden, which is mine. So, I love it.
Then Fabio 3 here, Digger, as we referred to him as.
Yeah.
I mean, his P200, that one, he has it. It's still called Group Group D, or whatever it is.
Yeah, Group D was a souped-up P200.
Yeah,
Okay.
that thing's insane. That thing is insanely fast.
It's silly.
Yeah.
Well, and then reliability is a big factor in the
It's a race.
development of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
there's
race.
plenty
though.
of guys who used to have bikes that would go really fast, but
Not for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna invite you back for the ASRA. I think we want to get like a few other people in here, so even get Vince.
Sure.
And I don't know, Mike Daly, or I don't know, a couple other people. I don't know who else.
Oh yeah, I
What
forgot
is
about
it?
the Mike Daly days.
Yeah. Right.
Because I've known him for many, many years.
Right.
He used to work at the shop on Fairmount Avenue.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Yeah. So he was
Him and
there.
this other fellow, John Erdman.
Yeah. So and then
These are all
actually,
people I have no idea who they are. I've never met them.
Well, the
I'm
people
sure
who
they're wonderful
raced who
people.
also worked at Vespa Supershop. Scott Cocking, Steve Cockings. Who else? Kurt Tom. He worked. Yeah, he worked.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who
Esteban was working there for a while.
served their time.
No
But
kidding.
a lot of the people that worked there also raced. It was back in the day where like everyone that worked at the shop also raced scooters. So
Yeah.
we don't have that much anymore. But I guess Digger has his race bike.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the racing and that. I'm excited to see him back on the track. You know, I'm excited to see Fabio 3 back on the track.
Yeah.
You know, and to see that and hear that thing just scream. What's really great is to watch him pass all the bikes in the corners, and then get passed up on the
Passing
on
like
the- on the street.
real bike, like also motorcycles.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's passing all these motorcycles going through the corners and just blowing
It's
them all
beautiful.
away.
It brings
and then
tears to your eyes.
exactly. Then on the back stretch, they just kind of like go past them. They just pass him up, and then back. Then he's back on top,
turn-
and
the
then
twisties.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
All right,
Yeah.
so
But it's really cool, inspiring.
Kevin,
What?
I guess we'll get in a little pop culture section here really quick.
Oh, yeah,
The Who.
hey.
The Who is coming up.
I know they're coming, and I think it's in May. I think it's May 25th, somewhere right around there.
I know
It's
you're
going to be up in
requested
Los
the time
Angeles.
off, so
Oh yes. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. They rescheduled from back when it was supposed to happen in September.
I think they're playing
And this-
here. They're playing here at the Sports Arena too, or whatever it's called down there.
Oh, okay, great.
These
Yeah,
days.
that's great. I'm going to Los Angeles.
Right, you're seeing the
Yeah,
video.
and the cool thing is that I'm going with my best friend Pat, and I'm really excited about that. And that rhymes,
Pat.
and
There you
I
go.
meant to do that.
Nice.
There we go.
I like that.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Tat-tat-tat.
Growl.
I'm going to continue with our little promotion, product review, our winter wearathon. This will probably be the last part of that winter wearathon because it won't be winter by the time this stuff. It'll probably be springtime of it. It's about to invent a new thing for spring. New thing for spring. There we go. So there's a jackets I got here.
Write that down.
New thing for spring. We got the jackets we're featuring. JA10BK. JA10BK, there's a UK, there's also JA11CH, which is like charcoal. So, what are these things? Feature-wise, front zipper, of course, 3 zipper pockets, Velcro cuffs, soft shell. There are some have hoods, some don't.
Okay, so I really like mine, and it works as a really great windbreaker when you're out riding and stuff like that.
This is a good springtime jacket.
Yeah,
really,
and
our San Diego winter, I guess too.
right, exactly. Yeah, it's got that nice
High
felt
up
on
on
it.
The soft shell it's like deceivingly like warm and protective.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
It kind of.
I have the hooded version, the gray hooded version,
What is
and I
this one?
actually took it snowboarding recently.
How'd it do?
At
and
Steve's cabin,
I kind of
right?
layered it up a
At
little
Steve's
bit.
cabin?
Yeah, at Steve's cabin.
What's
up in
that
Big
called?
Bear.
Pan
A
size?
pan size.
Pan size.
I kind of layered it up a little bit underneath, but as an outer shell, it worked great. Kept me super warm.
No, that's what you had. So you had a sweater underneath, and
I had like a thermal
Okay.
long sleeve shirt and a shirt under that, and that's it.
I own one of these myself too. but
You have the hooded one,
Yeah,
though,
the
and
gray
you put the hood up and everything.
I used
It
the
was
hood
nice.
as well, yeah,
Cool.
with
Awesome.
the beanie in.
Right.
They have a cool little.
So for riding a scooter, it's
Yeah. I know. I like mine. I like mine.
Cool little logos. We're actually going to give a couple of these away too.
What?
For our podcast 3, a little giveaway. I want to kind of try to give away something every show if we can. So it's the same kind of format. It's on our Facebook. If you post, I subscribed to the Vespa Motorsport podcast. A little different saying each time, so we mix it up a little. And it's going to be under episode 3 podcast Facebook listing. We're only going to give away 2 of these though, so it has to be the first 2 people. So you're really going to have to like get on board. And once again, too, it's like remember, this is going to air in into late February or something of 2016.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this in the future, this promotion's they're probably already given away the two we're giving away probably.
And can we remind the listeners how to subscribe to the podcast?
Yeah. How do you subscribe to the Vespa Motorsport podcast?
I'm the one who's supposed to ask that question.
Do you know how to do that?
No, I don't. So, Scott,
do you know how to subscribe to the Vespa Motorsport podcast?
You're the engineer. Walk us through it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess just go to iTunes.
What is this iTunes? What is this? What is this?
That's
iTunes?
an app you'd have on your phone, probably, right?
Wait a second.
An app?
Yeah, you can do it
like
from your phone or,
something that you eat
computer?
before you have the main meal, like an
entree.
Is it
or no,
like
an appetizer?
Like an appetizer?
Appetizer.
No, it's different. It's different than an appetizer. What is an app?
No, this would be on any phone. You don't have to have an Apple phone. You could use an Android or Samsung Galaxy or any of those phones,
I
right?
think as long as you can.
As long as you have
access the
iTunes app.
store.
Yeah. And
search for Vespa Motorsport under the podcast section, and it'll come right up.
And then you kind of download it. And you can listen anytime you
V
want.
is in Victor, E is in Edward.
You can also find it on SoundCloud, is where the episodes are kind of hosted.
So you could watch.
okay.
You could listen
You could,
to it
listen
online
to
or
them
something
online.
too. Yeah.
Okay.
SoundCloud.
If you didn't have access to the iTunes store for some reason.
And make sure to subscribe to it too, and keep listening.
Will this be linked through like the YouTube channel as well?
And YouTube. Yeah, we'll post them on YouTube as well.
We're filming.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff
can
like
go to
that.
the Vespa Motorsport YouTube channel, and they'll be posted up there.
Okay.
So
As
cool.
well as
Cool.
all of our
I think that's it.
videos that we've got.
I think that's it, right? Are we good?
Yeah, well, exactly. Hold on, just a couple things. Fabio, thank you so much for your time this evening in recording this interview with us.
Historical moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's been really enlightening and it's really cool. I hope that the audience really enjoys like just the foundation of our business and where we're coming from. Like you're the foundation, man, and we really, really appreciate this. How you helped keep the Vespa products alive in the United States. So we really are truly indebted to you in ways that you can't even imagine. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I didn't do it on purpose, though. just out of personal interest.
It was an accident.
It was all accident. Happy accident. Happy accident. All
cool.
right.
And then we'll get you back on a ASRA, the American Scooter Racing Association podcast sometime, or get some. That'd be kind of fun. I think it's 20th anniversary thing or something. Or?
Not at all. No, as a matter of fact, I'm looking to organize a 30th anniversary Vespa Supershop event at the original venue place.
Wow, that'd be pretty
up
rad.
there in Ruby-Doo.
Oh,
Ruby-Doo.
nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Rubidoux for people who really know how to say it. But yeah,
there is actually a Facebook
Adam's Kart Track.
A Facebook page for ASRA and stuff too. So if you're interested in,
well, it's not the same bunch of people's.
But there's like old
25
pictures
years ago, but
right. There's some cool vintage pictures of scooter racing and stuff up there. So if you're interested.
So that's a future thing. Hey, listen, to all the listeners out there, thanks so much for your subscriptions and listening to us. If you have any suggestions for future subjects, we'd love to hear them because eventually you're going to get tired of us talking about ourselves. So if you have some stuff that's personal interest that we might find interesting, please shoot us a line through the Facebook page, and we'll try to accommodate you.
We'll get some call-in guests sometime or something.
Yeah, exactly. First time, long time.
First time. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks, Scott.
Cue the music. Creepzotica again. Here we go. Some beautiful music, and we'll see you guys. Let you guys hear us next time. Hear us later.
See you later, Alex.
See you later.
Baba Booey.
Baba.